Right. So today, students, I will explain in the grade 6 second term 9th lesson fractions. So in the early videos we discuss about introduction of fraction and also numerator, denominator, that's whole thing. Now in this part I will explain another part. So in this part 2 I'm going to explain you about the equivalent fractions, right? Part. Right. Now let's see what is equivalent fractions. Right. Now you can see here whole figure. Right. Whole figure. Right. So here I take three whole figures. Right. So this is a whole figure, a unit. Right. Now what I am going to do is I colored. Right. So this is my colored portion, right? Portion means part, right? So this is my colored portion, right? From this whole figure I colored this portion, this part. Then in this figure I colored same portion, same part, right? In this figure, see, I colored same portion, right? So in every figure colored portion is same, is equal, right? Now let's see. So this first figure you can see I divided using this dotted red color into two equal parts, right? Into two equal parts. Now I want to represent this colored portion as a fraction. How to write fraction? You know, fraction need two numbers line. So number of part divided 2. So that is denominator. Colored part, that is 1. That is numerator. So colored part as a fraction, that is half. Right. So this half represent this colored portion. Right. Next move to second figure. Right. Now second figure, you can see here now I divided into how many equal parts? You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 parts now, right? Now I am going to write this colored portion as a fraction, right? So we need line, then two numbers. In the denominator, what is the number? Number of part divided. So that is 4, right? Numerator, what is numerator? Number of part colored. Now you can see here colored parts, right? How many colored part? 1, 2 colored part. So this colored portion as a fraction of whole figure is 2/4, right? Let's move to third figure. Right, now you can see here I divided this whole figure into how many parts? 8 parts, right? 8 parts. Now I represent this part as a fraction. You need a line, then number of part divided, denominator, that is 8. Now here see how many parts colored? How many parts colored? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts colored, right? So that is numerator, right? So this half represent colored portion. This 2/4 represent colored portion. This 4/8 represent colored portion. But earlier you saw colored portion of every figure is same. So that means this half and 2/4 should equal, represent colored portion, and 4/8 should equal. So these three fractions are equal. So equal fraction are called equivalent fractions, right? So these all fractions are equal. So those are called equivalent fractions. Understand? Right. Let's see another example. Right. Let other example for equivalent fractions. So here you can see Here I take whole figures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole figures, right? So this is whole figure unit, right? Now I will divide this whole figures this way. See, this portion colored, right? So second figure, same portion colored, right? Same portion. Third figure, same portion colored. Fourth, fifth, right? Now you can see in every figure, right? In each figure, colored portion, colored part is same, right? Colored part is same. Now I'm going to represent this colored portion as a fraction, Now let's see, go to the first figure, right? See, first figure. So that one divide, you can see here, this red dotted line, two equal parts, right? Now I represent this colored portion as a fraction of whole figure. How? You need line, two parts divided, that is denominator, number of part colored, that is 1, right? So half is represent this colored portion. Now move to second figure, right? Let's see. So that one divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Now I represent this colored portion. How? You need line, 4 parts divided, that means denominator 4. What is the number of part colored now here? Now you can see here, number of part colored is 1, 2, right? 2 parts colored. So that is 2 fourth. 2 fourth. So this is the colored portion as a fraction, right? So colored portion is same. If you represent by number, that is different. You can see here, right? Let's see is it different or not. Right. Move to third figure, right? So I divided. You can see how many part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 part, right? Divided into 6 equal parts. Now I represent by a fraction. Divided into 6 equal part, denominator 6. How many parts colored now? You can see 1, 2, 3 parts colored, right? So 3, 6 is the fraction represented by this colored portion. Now move to fourth one. Now that one I divided into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts, right? I divided into 8 parts. Now represent by a fraction. Divided into 8 parts. Now how many parts colored? 4 parts colored. 4, 8. So that is a fraction. Now move to last figure. Right. Now I divided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10 parts, right? Colored into 10 equal parts. Now see here, represent by fraction, divided into 10 equal parts, denominator. Now number of parts colored is 5, right? So in every fraction represent the colored portion, but you can see here colored portion is same, right? In each figure colored portion is same. So that means this colored portion represented by this fraction should be equal, right? Let's say first part represented by half, second one 2 fourth, third 3 6, fourth 4 8, fifth 5 tenth. So those are equal. So that mean half is equal to 2 fourth, that is equal to 3 6, that one equal to 4 8, that one equal to 5 tenths. So these all are called equivalent fractions, right? Equal fractions. So in this way, right, when if you take figure divided colored same portion and divided into equal parts, number of equal parts, then you can take equivalent fraction. So actually practically we can't apply this one, therefore there is another easy method to find equivalent fractions, right? So let's move to that one. Right, now we'll move how to find equivalent fractions without using figures, right? So this is a easy way to find equivalent fractions, right? So let's see. So to find equivalent fractions, students, we have two methods, right? Two methods. So what are the two methods? See, two methods are, so you can find equivalent fraction by multiplication, right? By multiplying fraction, you can find so many equivalent fractions. Another method is by division, right? By dividing, also you can find equivalent fraction. But in division method, you can't find so many equivalent fractions. In multiplication method, you can find any number of equivalent fractions, right? First, I will explain how to find equivalent fraction by multiplication method, right? Then next part we'll move how to find equivalent fraction by division, right? Let's see this example. So multiplication. So my example is, my fraction is 3/4. 3/4. Now I want to find equivalent fraction to this 3/4. Equivalent fraction to this 3/4. Now let's see. What I am going to do is to multiply, right? So multiply means, right, 3/4. You know, 3 is numerator, 4 is denominator. So that means numerator and denominator should multiply by same number, right? Same number. So you can select numbers, right? So if you multiply by 1, that is not change, right? So therefore you can select numbers. What are the numbers? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, any number you can select. So I select number 2, right? So let's see here. This numerator 3 multiplied by 2, right? You have to multiply it by 2. Then 4 should multiply by 2, right? Numerator and denominator should multiply by same number, right? Let's see. Then what is the fraction we get? So numerator 3 multiplied by 2, that is 3 into 2, 6, that is numerator. 4 multiplied by 2, 4 into 2, 8, that is denominator. So my equivalent fraction is 6, 8. 6, 8. So that is the one equivalent fraction to 3/4. Let's find another one. 3/4 is my fraction, right? So now I am going to multiply this 3 and 4 by 3, right? So earlier I multiplied by 2, then move to 3, right? Let's see. This numerator multiply by 3, right? Let's see. And denominator should multiply by 3. Same number, right? You can't vary, right? So same number. Don't multiply different numbers. So same number, 3. Now what is the answer you get? 3 multiplied by 3, that is 9. 4 multiplied by 3, that is denominator, that is 12. So this is another equivalent fraction, right, to 3/4, right? So we found two equivalent fractions. Let's see another one. 3/4 is my fraction, right? So 3/4 should multiply. What is the number now? Earlier we multiplied by 2, then 3. Now I can select 4, right? So don't go to big numbers, right? Now I multiply by 4, right? See, 3 multiplied by 4 and 4 should multiply by 4, right? Same number. Now what is the answer you get? Equivalent fraction. 3 multiplied by 4, that is 12. 4 multiplied by 4, that is 16, right? So that is the one equivalent fraction, right? We found 3, right? Let's move to another one, right? 3/4. Now what is the number you select to multiply the 3/4? You can select 2, 3, 4. Now you can go 5, right? So let's multiply by 5. 3 multiply by 5 and 4 should multiply by 5. Same number. Then what is your answer? 3 into 5, that is 15. 4 into 5, that is 20, right? So I found 1, 2, 3, 4 equivalent fractions, right? So if a question gives find 5 equivalent fraction, you can find another one, right? 10 equivalent fraction. So by this multiplication method, you can find any number of equivalent fraction, right? Let's see how to write the equivalent fraction. My first given fraction is 3/4, right? So one fraction we found 6, 8. Another fraction we found 9, 12. Another fraction 12, 16. Then fourth fraction 15 20th, right? So those are all equal fractions, right? So those are all equivalent fractions, 2 3 4, right? So division part we'll discuss later, right? Right, let's discuss another example of equivalent fraction, right? By multiplication method. Let's see. My fraction is 1/5, right? So this is my fraction 1/5. Now I'm going to find equivalent fraction to 1/5, right? So let's see. What I'm going to do is multiplication method. So that means this 1/5, right? So numerator 1, denominator 5. That should multiply by number. So I select 2, 3, 4 like that. Those numbers, right? Let's see. So you should multiply numerator 1 by 2, denominator 5 by 2, right? So same number multiply, then you get the answer. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, 5 multiplied by 2, that is 10, that is denominator. So this is one equivalent fraction, understand? Right, let's see another one. To find another equivalent fraction by multiplication method, right? So 1/5 is my fraction, right? So I'm going to multiply, what is the number now? Number 3, right? Numerator multiply by 3 and denominator multiply by 3, same number multiply, right? So now what is the answer you get? 1 multiplied by 3, that is numerator 3, 5 multiplied by 3, that is 15, denominator 315, that is another equivalent fraction, right? Let's find another one, right? 1/5 is the fraction. So now I select number 4, right? So numerator multiply by 4 and denominator multiply by 4. Then I get the answer. 1 multiplied by 4, that is 4. 5 multiplied by 4, that is 20. So that is another equivalent fraction. So that means you can, I found here 1 2 3 equivalent fractions, right? Let's see. 1/5 is given fraction, so that is equal to 2/10, right? So then that one equal to 3/15, that one also equal to 4/20, right? So here I found 3 equivalent fractions to 1/5, right? So by multiplication method, if you want, you can find another so many fractions, right? Now in these two examples I explain with steps. So that means see here 1/5 is the given fraction, right? How to find equivalent fractions to this fraction by multiplication method? You have to multiply numerator and denominator by same number, right? Now I'll explain without these steps, right? Without these steps you can find equivalent fractions, right? Let's see that part. Right, my fraction is 2/7. 2/7 is my fractions, right? Now I found equivalent fractions, right? But I will not mention the steps, right? Without steps, I directly write the equivalent fractions, right? So in mind, you have to multiply, right? By 2, 3, 4 like that, right? So both numbers, numerator and denominator, multiply by same number, right? Let's see. I select number 2, right? So 2 should multiply by 2 and 7 should multiply by 2, right? So then what is the equivalent fraction you get? 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. So that is one equivalent fraction. Let's see for another one. Then I select the number 3, right? Both 2 multiplied by 3 and both 7 multiplied by 3, right? So what is the fraction? 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. 7 multiplied by 3, that is 21, right? Let's find another one. Now I multiply by 2 and 3, then I go to the number 4, right? Both multiply by 4. 2 multiplied 4, that is 8. 7 multiplied by 4, that is 28, right? So I found 3 equivalent fractions here, right? 3 equivalent fractions, right? So easy. Let's see another example. 1 6, right? So without step I'll write equivalent fractions. Let's see. 1 6. So I select number 2 3 like that. So I first select the number is 2, right? So both 1 multiplied by 2 and 6 multiplied by 2, then you get 1 multiplied by 2 2, 6 multiplied by 2 12. So this is one equivalent fraction, right? Then I will multiply by 3, right? So how to multiply by 3, right? 1 6 multiply by 3, 1 multiply by 3, 1 into 3 3, 6 multiply by 3, that is 18, 3 18s, that is another equivalent fraction. Let's find another one. This one get by multiplying 2 by 2, this one get multiplying by 3, then I will go to number 4, right? 1 and 6 both multiplied by 4, right? So what is answer? 1 multiplied by 4, 1 into 4 4, 6 multiplied by 4, that is 24. So that is another equivalent fraction. Right, now let's see how to find equivalent fractions by division method, right? By division method, how to find equivalent fraction. So earlier we discussed how to find equivalent fraction by multiplication method, right? So I'll explain you using an example. So let's see. So this is my fraction 6 12th. 6 12th is my fraction, right? Now I am going to divide, right? So divide means actually this numerator 6 and this denominator 12 should divide by same number. Important one is same number. But actually you can't divide by any number, right? 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So you can't divide by any number. So first one you have to do is select the number. By that number you can divide 6 and 12 both, right? Both 6 and 12 divide. So then you can divide, right? So important one is you have to select a number, right? So you can see here, you can try this way. You can select number 2, right? Check, it is divisible. Then go to 3, it is divisible, right? If one number is not divisible, then remove that number, go to next number, like that you can try, right? So now I'll select to find equivalent fraction to 6 12th. 6 and 12 both can divide by 2, right? So divide by 1 is not change, therefore I select number 2, right? So what I have to do, this numerator denominator both should divide by number 2, only 2, right? So 6 divide by 2, understand? And 12 divide by 2. Now you can see here same number 2, right? Same number by same number, both numerator denominator divide, right? Now you can find answer, right? 6 divided by 2, write the answer numerator. 12 divided by 2, write the answer in denominator, right? So that is easy, right? What is answer? 6 divided by 2, that is 3. 12 divided by 2, that is 6, right? So this is one equivalent fraction. One equivalent fraction. So let's try another one, right? So we select number 2 now here, right? Now we have to try number 3, right? So check whether by 3 you can divide these two numbers. 6 can divide by 3, 12 can divide by 3. So that means you can select number 3, right? Now select number 3. My fraction is 6 12th, right? 6 12th. So both numerator and denominator I am going to divide by 3, right? See, 6 divided by 3 and 12 divided by 3. You can see here same number by 3, right? So don't worry, by 3 same number. Now you can find the answer. 6 divided by 3, so 6 has how many 3's? That is 2. Answer numerator 2. 12 divided by 3, that is 4, right? So this is another one equivalent fraction, right? So by division method we found one equivalent fraction and another equivalent fraction, two equivalent fractions. So by here we divide by 2 and 3. So can we try number 4? 6 can divide by 4? No. 5? No. 6? You can divide by 6, right? So that means you can find another equivalent fractions, right? So here I found two equivalent fractions only, right? So I'll explain another example here. See another example, right? My fraction is 10/20th, right? So I want to find equivalent fractions to these fractions. Let's see. I'll divide by numbers. What is the number? You can select 2, right? Then you go to 3. If it is not divisible, go to next number, like that. So I'll select number 2, right? 10 and 20 both can divide by 2, right? So that means 10 can divide by 2 and 20 can divide by 2. Same number, see here. Now you can write the answer. How? 10 divided by 2, that is 5. 20 divided by 2, that is 10. So this is one equivalent fraction, right? Now I want to find another equivalent fraction, right? Say I divide by 2, then I can try number 3, right? So can 10 divide by 3? Can't, right? So then move to 4. 10 can divide by 4? Can't, right? Then move to number 5. 10 can divide by 5 and 20 also can divide by 5. That means you can select number 5. So that means 10 should divide by 5 and 20 should divide by 5. Same number, right? So then you get answer as 10 divided by 5 is 2. 20 divided by 5, that is 4. So this is another equivalent fraction, right? Understand? So let's say another one, right? Dividing 10 and 20 by another number. Now we here divide by 5. Then you can select number 6, right? 10 can't divide by 6. So can't select 6. 7 can't. 8, 10 can't divide, right? So both can't divide. So 9 can't. 10, 10 can divide by 10. 20 also can divide by 10. So that means you can select number 10, right? So that means 10 can divide by 10 and also 20 can divide by 10. Same number, right? Then you get the answer 10 divided by 10. 10 divided by 10. Very careful. 10 has only one 10, right? 1. 20 divided by 10, that is 2, right? So that is method how to find equivalent fraction, right? So if you write steps, so that is maybe long question, right? So now I am going to explain you how to find equivalent fraction without steps, right? So in mind you have to divide, right? So be careful. So my fraction is 4/8. Now I select number 2. 4 and 8 both can divide by 2. So that means what is the answer? 4 divided by 2, that is 2. 8 divided by 2, that is 4, right? Then if you go to 3 by 3, you can't divide. Then select 4, both can divide by 4. That means divide by 4. 4 divided by 4, that is 1. 8 divided by 4, that is 2, right? So any other number to divide 4, 8, right? Let's see another example. 30/16, right? So this is my fraction, right? Now I select number 2, right? So both can divide by 2. So that means 30 divided by 2, 15. 60 divided by 2, 30, right? So this is one equivalent fraction. Then number 3, both can divide. So that means 30 divided by 3, that is 10. 60 divided by 3, that is 20, right? So then number 4, by 4 can't. By 6 both can divide. So 30 has how many? You can select 5, right? Sorry, 5. So then 30 divided by 5, that is 6. 60 divided by 5, that is 12, right? Then you can select number 6, right? Both can divide by 6, right? That means 30 has 5 sixes and 60 has 10 sixes, right? Then 6, then 7 you can't, 8 can't, 9 both can't divide, 10 by 10 you can divide, so that means 30 divided by 10 you get 3, 60 divided by 10, that is 6. Understand? Right. Then you can again divide by 15, right? So 30 has how many 15? 2. 60 has 4 15s. So you can see here. Then you can go to number 16, 18, 19, 20. You can't. You can go to number 30, right? Both can divide by 30. So 30 divided by 30 is 1. 60 divided by 30 is 2.